Okay, I'm at 4338 Glenway Avenue in Deer Park, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, anything that may be of concern to the buyer. And so our access here is we are in the basement. Here is the back door, stationary tub, and there that is towards the front of the house. And so right here next to the door, there's a little stack is coming down, and then on the back side of this there is a bedroom with a small bathroom, shower. And so we're actually right behind the shower here. So I'm trying to rinse off the lens here. We got some here out, but then it goes into cast iron, and then goes down into clay immediately as it gets through goes through the floor, which is good. It's usually better than having the cast iron, just because the cast iron does rust, and at least with it above ground you'll be able to see that if it ever does rust through. So clay is a pretty good material. It's been around for a very long time, and there's a lot of 100-year-old pipes that are still functional. And so there's something there laying in the pipe, but I'm not sure what that is. It's not causing an issue, and it's nothing structural with the line, but something must have got flushed down the line or something. Here's another little piece of it. And so maybe on the way back we'll see if we can run some water down the stationary tub and push that out of there if it's possible. There is a spot there that looks to be like a floor drain or something, but it is a connection from above. So far this line looks really good for as old as it is. It's looking really good. It's not holding any water. This is what you want. This right here, you can see there's something coming in here that's leaving remnants, a little tiny bit of roots. That can be taken care of with a little bit of a chemical, Rudex. It's not obstructing flow at this point. It's not causing backup, but it is something to be aware of because it is growing along the bottom of the pipe there. But a little bit of same thing here. A little bit of chemical should get rid of that. And before that gets any larger, you can see it looks big because it's pipe.
Maybe, no, we're going to go outdoors. Get it outdoors.
Well, sorry, I don't have any other place to do it.
Let's see here.
Sorry about that, mate.
So there's a termite.
Yeah.
Something right there.
Did people trash in the house or the...
Yeah. So you don't, there's only a couple of ways to make it stations, right? There's screen sanitizer stations outside. What they do is they bring the heat goes into each other and slowly the other mitigation option is to do a very
How often do you replace those?
You'll have to find out who the base station belongs to.
Okay.
So if it belongs to Glenway, so we're sure Zinger,
Right.
and us, so they're all maintained. So it's like a process.
Okay.
But it definitely is, I think you pay like a quarter years.
Okay.
Don't-
So is that a big concern or? I don't.
Honestly, like, it's not, to me, it's not a huge structural concern.
Okay, so looks like we found. Looks like the bottom of the pipe is broken out right here.
Yeah.
I am hanging down. I have to see if this is in the main. This may be where it drops into the main. It just looks like there's a broken piece off there, but it is dropping into another section. And so I can't tell if this is coming into another, but it looks like there are pieces of line laying here, and that it's actually supposed to be connected over to the right and further drop. So it looks like this may be a broken tap. So I'm gonna have to pull back. Yeah, I think that hub is missing and moved over, and that's what we're seeing here is it kind of fell off to the side. I'm gonna have to pull back up here to where the camera's a little more level so we can try to do this. I think the tap is broke. So I'm gonna pause the video. We're gonna go out and locate, see exactly where this is. Okay, so this is marked. It's just outside the sidewalk and just out between the sidewalk and the street. This is a broken tap, so this will need to be reported to MSD based off of neighboring houses. MSD does cover pretty far into the yard, at least up on the hill, well past where this is, and you can see what that is that's the hub from another line, and it's broken and fallen in, and so I'm not going to be able to get past this point. But if you look off straight where that is broken off, that is the tap on the main. The main is just inside the street. I went down and saw the check the manhole there, and so this will have to be reported to the Metropolitan Sewer District for repair. The good news is it is not on the homeowner, but they will need to report this with the accompanying report and video, most likely to get them to come out and look at it and fix it. And so what I can do here is I can push it out here. I'm going to try to get a still image so that I can supply this to the Metropolitan Sewer District, and they can hopefully get out here sooner rather than later. But I have to turn on a couple things. To see if I can connect my phone here so that I can actually get a good image, and I'll be able to send this off, or this will be included with the report, and either could be supplied to the seller, and the seller may need to supply this to MSD. Depends on how they want to do these things here. And so I'm trying to get a good image here.
Well, it's not the original wiring, potentially, yeah, potentially. Well, it's also some of the old, I always call it barrel wire. There, is that, that's the old one. 45, 1945.
Okay, and then I'm also going to pull this back just a hair to get a little bit better picture here.
What you really want is you want the outlets to send to the right? Your right arm's not to be the way out. And if the heat that you take an ungrounded too long, it switches into a free problem.
Okay, I've got quite a few photos here, and so that's what try to find the best one out of there and report it. I need to pull it back to where it's a little bit flatter so I can get a good locate and line up exactly where this is, but it is just on the edge where it levels out. And the good news is that right around in here, it dives a lot when it exits the property. And so I'm gonna pause the video again right here so I can go out and get this locate and line it up with the tap. But this should still be right around the sidewalk. Just I need to get a good locate so they can line it up and know exactly where it is. They should come out and inspect it from the main, but I do want to have it marked in the sidewalk for them so that they can at least tell what house, identify it easier. Okay, so I marked it in the sidewalk. It's about 8 foot deep there. But the good news is that the rest of the line looked really good. It had a little bit of roots, so you had to, I would add some root X to it. You may have to do that about once a year at the most. There's no real big trees in the front, so you may only have to do it for a limited amount of time and then have it scoped again in a few years and be able to tell whether there's any more roots, whether or not you will have to continue doing maintenance or whether it's good. I noticed there was a pretty big tree just outside the back, in the backyard that has been taken down, and so those roots will continue to grow for a few years. But the stump is removed and everything should be in good shape. After that, a few years of treatment and then a follow-up inspection there in 3 to 5 years should be good. Because these are pretty small amount of roots, but they look like a ton because they've got grease and toilet paper and stuff kind of mixed in with it. So I would run some root X through here, and then you may have to see, you can see them running along the bottom of the pipe there in the flow line. So they're not causing a blockage yet, but you would want to kill those off just to make sure they don't grow any larger and start causing issues. Structurally, the line looked great until we got out to the tap. So, and that should be taken care of by the Metropolitan Sewer District. And it needs to be repaired pretty quickly. The way it's broken down, it's just, you know, seeping out into the ground and could potentially cause a sinkhole there out in the front. We are coming back vertical, and we are out of the cleanup. So, to sum it all up, the line looked great structurally until we got out to the tap, and at that point obviously it was broken down. The good news about that is that it's not the homeowner's responsibility at that point. It is MSD will have to come out and dig that up and replace it. They will probably put a clean out in maybe somewhere out there on the edge. I don't know how much they'll replace. But other than that, the line looked great structurally. Had a little tiny bit of roots there, around 35, between 35 and 50 feet maybe. There were a couple spots with some minimal roots. And that, if you wanted to, you could put some root X down there just to kind of keep them at bay for now. And then to have another look at it in a few years to see if they're growing. Beyond that, everything was good. So once I get that tap fixed, the rest of the line was in great shape and functioning well. So that'll end the inspection at 4338 Glenway Avenue in Deer Park.